Hi, my name is Jenny Grainger and this is one of my midlife gap year videos. I'm in one of my favourite places in the world, at a beautiful olive farm, organic olive farm in Andalusia, where I've been coming for retreats for about 5 years now. And this is one of my favourite places in the world, this river. I spend a lot of time in the river. It reminds me a lot of being a kid. I used to love messing around in rivers and building dams and exploring and all sorts of things. So when I come back here I feel very childlike, and I just particularly love this wildness here. As you can see, it's not really very well manicured or anything like that. It really is wild. The river changes every time I'm down here, which is every sort of 2 or 3 times a year. The river is completely different and the course of the river is completely different. And just as I was walking along here to get this set up, there was a bit of a noise over here and 2 turtles just jumped, well, they don't really jump, plunked in to the water from the bank. So there's turtles, there's frogs, there's butterflies, lots of birds, lizards, all sorts of interesting creatures. Anyway, the other reason that this river is really symbolic to me and really important to me is that I've learned a lot from this river. I remember the first time I came down here and I decided to explore the river, and I started walking up, and it goes for miles, this river. I started walking up the river, and after about 10 or 15 minutes I realised my legs were getting really tired, and I thought, why am I so tired? And I realised I was going upstream. Excuse me. And of course when you're trying to walk up a river, the current's going in the opposite direction, so there's a lot more work involved, there's a lot more energy needed to get yourself up the river. And it struck me that this was very symbolic of my life, especially during my teens, 20s and 30s. I think I was trying to go upstream a lot, and I was really trying to go in a direction which I thought, which my brain thought I should go in, you know, that I should have a fantastically high-flying, successful career as a TV producer, that I should be married, that I should be living in a certain way. And that conditioning or that programming meant that I was constantly going upstream. It didn't feel natural to me. A lot of those rules that I had for my life didn't feel natural. And probably in around my mid-30s, some things started changing, and I was introduced to some fabulous teachers, some fabulous spiritual teachers, and different guides and coaches and healers and various different people who have really touched my life in a fantastic way. One of them was called Abraham Hicks, and I teach a lot of their work now. And one of Abraham's metaphors for being a conscious creator of your life is about learning to go with the flow, to flow downstream, rather than trying to force things to happen, to go with the flow of your life and to allow life to take you in the direction that it wants to take you, rather than the direction which you think you should be going. And it took me a while to work that out, what that really meant. But for me, this year, this gap year, is very much a representation of that. It feels right for me to take time out this year. It doesn't really make any logical sense, certainly doesn't make any financial sense, but it feels right for me. And interestingly, for me, what I know is when I'm going with the flow, that things happen very naturally. Everything unfolds very, very naturally, the same as the curves in this river unfold naturally. It's just in flow, and I feel in flow. So things fell into place, situations fell into place when I decided to take the gap year that really supported me and felt very easy. So for me, that's the critical difference between living your life by flowing downstream and trying to go upstream. When you're flowing downstream, it's effortless. Quite often I lie down on this river and just flow. It's just lovely. It's a bit mad, I'll not do it right now, but it is mad, and I just lie back and I let the water just take me downstream. And to begin with, that's kind of scary, you know, I want to cling on, I want to sort of feel underneath to make sure I'm not going to bash off any rocks, that I'm not going to bump into any turtles. You know, my brain can play all sorts of tricks to me and make that quite a scary experience. But if I really relax and really trust, then it's actually a really beautiful experience, and I get to see the river from a completely different angle. It's really, really gorgeous. So, you know, with your own life, maybe just check, you know, am I trying to make something work here? Am I trying to force things upstream? Am I trying to go upstream with my life, or am I allowing myself to go with the flow of my life? Am I listening to my intuition, my inspired action? A lot of people have said to me over the last few weeks, I thought you were taking a gap year, you seem to be working more than ever. And what I would say to that is, no, I'm not. I mean, I am taking a gap year, and I'm definitely not working anywhere near as much as I used to. I literally am sort of working with clients 1 week a month. The rest of the time I'm being creative, and I am going with the flow. I'm following inspiration and setting up a video camera down beside a river in Andalusia. Is this work? This doesn't work for me. This is just inspired action. This is something when I woke up this morning, something I knew I wanted to do so that I could share some of my thoughts and share this experience with you guys, and hopefully it will have some kind of impact on you. If it doesn't, that's okay. There's no pressure. It's effortless. It's easy. It's natural. So just check in with yourself. Where are you trying to force things? Where are you going upstream? And could you maybe just let go, lie back, and see what would happen if you let go and trusted that life would take you in the right direction. Enjoy the flow. Namaste.